Today, we are going to talk about something many people feel, but very few know how to name. That tiredness that does not go away after sleeping. That feeling of being exhausted, even when you did not do that much. That inner weight that makes you wonder, why do I feel like this? Sometimes you are not tired because you did not sleep enough. Sometimes you are emotionally overloaded. And emotional overload feels different. It does not always arrive as a crisis. It is not always visible from the outside. You cannot always explain it with one single reason. Sometimes you simply keep functioning. You work, you answer messages, you do what needs to be done. You smile when you have to smile. But inside, you feel like something has no space anymore. As if your mind is full. As if your body keeps going, but your soul is at.
Feeling emotionally overloaded does not mean you are broken. It means there is too much inside you that has not had space to be processed. Too many thoughts, too many unfinished conversations, too many emotions kept inside, too many accumulated responsibilities, too many times saying, I will rest later. And at some point, the body starts charging the cost of that accumulation. It becomes harder to focus. You get irritated more easily. You want to be alone, but you also wish you felt accompanied. You wake up tired. It becomes harder to enjoy things that used to feel light. And the hardest part is that from the outside, sometimes you try to solve tiredness by sleeping more. And sleep helps. Of course it helps. But there are kinds of tiredness that do not disappear just by closing your eyes. Because if your body rests, but your mind keeps spinning, if you sleep but wake up thinking about the same things, if you go to bed with pressure and wake up with the same weight, then maybe it was not only sleepiness. Maybe it was overload. Sometimes you need sleep. One of the hardest parts of emotional exhaustion is guilt. Because you ask yourself, why do I feel this way if other people have bigger problems? Why am I so tired if I did not do that much? Why can't I just keep going? And then, besides being exhausted, you start judging yourself for being exhausted. But pain does not need to compete in order to be valid. Your tiredness does not need to be extreme to deserve attention. Your sadness does not need to be visible to matter. Your mind does not need to collapse for you to take a pause. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is stop arguing with what you feel. Instead of telling yourself, I should not feel this way, you can say, something inside me needs care. Not to justify staying there forever. When you feel emotionally overloaded, you do not need to solve your whole life in that moment. Start simpler. Take a pause. Breathe more slowly. Lower your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Ask honestly, what am I carrying that I have not wanted to look at? Maybe the answer does not appear immediately. That is okay. It is not about forcing yourself to understand everything. It is about opening a small space. You can also ask yourself, do I need rest?
Do I need to talk to someone? Do I need to stop demanding so much from myself today? Do I need a few minutes without noise? Sometimes coming back to yourself begins with an honest question, not with a perfect solution. And if what you feel is too heavy, seeking professional support can also be a way of caring for yourself. Asking for help does not mean you failed. It means you do not have to carry everything alone. But even before that, you can do something small now. Breathe. Name what you feel. And stop treating your tiredness like a defect.
So, if lately you feel tired without a clear reason, if everything feels a little heavier, if you get irritated easily, if you sleep but do not feel rested, if on the outside you keep functioning but inside you feel overloaded, maybe you do not need to demand more from yourself. Maybe you need to listen to yourself better. You are not lazy for needing a pause. You are not weak for feeling too much. You are not less strong for accepting that something feels heavy. Sometimes resting is also maturity. Sometimes breathing is also answering yourself with love. Sometimes recognizing that you are overloaded is the first step to coming back to yourself. You do not have to solve everything today, but you can begin with something small. One breath, one pause, one honest conversation with yourself, one moment of calm.